Hey, I'm Roland with Mobile Geeks, and we're right here at CES 2014 at the Digital Experience PepCom event. And what we have right here is the new Toshiba Chromebook 13. It's basically a super cheap laptop running Google's Chrome OS, as you can tell from the screen right here. It's basically just a browser, Chrome OS, as I said. It's based on the new Intel Haswell 2955U, which is a dual-core 1.4 gigahertz CPU based on Haswell, so it's actually got enough power for everything you would do with a device of this kind. The thing is, it's the same chip as in the Acer, for example, so you get plenty of power for a Chromebook. There's a huge 52 watt-hour battery in here, so this gives you up to 9 hours of battery life. They have a 1366 by 768 resolution on this 13.3-inch screen. It's just a basic TN panel, so if you look from the sides, you can actually see that the viewing angles are not the best. It's actually not a bad TN panel, so you have decent color distribution, and it's not like there's no color changes when you look from a very different angle. So they're doing a pretty good job on this. It's the first 13-inch Chromebook, actually. And what Toshiba has done is they've designed the whole thing from the ground up. So this was totally made to be a Chromebook, so that's a difference towards the first Acer Chromebooks, right, which were just repurposed Windows machines. You have a huge trackpad down here that has integrated mouse buttons, feels pretty comfortable and stable. You have huge hand rests down here, palm rests, that's pretty good. It's fully plastic. It starts out at $279 US, so really competitive pricing on this one. We have a VGA or 720p capable actually webcam up here. It should be 1.3 megapixels, I guess. It feels like it's just around 1.5 kilograms, I would guess. The thickness is just under 20 millimeters, I think. And let's close this down. You can see you have a closed base right here. There's actually fan vents back here because the Haswell Celeron is not able to run without a fan. It gets a bit warm back here, so I guess the CPU is somewhere in this area just because the fans are right there. We have two pretty loud speakers. We tried that out earlier, but we can't show you that right now because it's way loud in here anyways. So you have two speakers on both sides. Gives you really good volume and pretty good sound for a device that cheap. It doesn't feel that cheap at all. On Windows machines, you would probably pay at least $100 more. Let's take a quick tour around the device. We have a full-size HDMI port up here, two USB 3.0 ports. This is your combined headsetting mic jack. There's nothing in the front. And on the left, you get an SD card reader full size. This is actually the jack for the power plug. A CAN-sync lock. If you put this out somewhere like in demo purposes or whatever, I don't really know what the companies actually use those CAN-sync locks for, except for going to trade shows or whatever. There's 2 gigs of RAM in there and 16 gigs of onboard flash storage that cannot be extended except through this micro SD card or SD card slot, actually. So this is the new Chromebook from Toshiba. Feels pretty well, feels pretty nice. The keyboard is actually very well designed. You have big spacing between the keys, and what's not that typical for a machine of this price, there's absolutely no flex at all when you press these buttons on the keyboard. Actually, to the sides, it starts to flex a tiny bit actually, but in the middle, it's like totally stable, rock solid, nothing's moving there at all. So this has been Roland with Mobile Geeks, checking out the new Toshiba Chromebook 13. Thanks.